Brilliance Audio presents the Sawbones book, The Horrifying, Hilarious Road to Modern Medicine, by Justin McElroy and Dr. Sydnee Mcelroy, performed by the authors. This book is about medical history, and nothing we say should be taken as medical advice or opinion. It's for fun. Can't you just have fun for once and not try to diagnose your mystery boil? We think you've earned it. Just sit back, relax, and let this book distract you from that weird growth. You're worth it. We started Sawbones so we could stop watching so much TV. After losing the Sheen, a 2.5 Men review show by two people who didn't watch until Charlie Sheen left the show, and Satellite Dish, a much more general and, dare we say, palatable TV review podcast, we just couldn't keep up with all the requisite screen time. Sydnee had loved weird medical history since before she was a physician, and Justin loves talking to Sydnee. A show that detailed humanity's absolutely ramshackle history of trying to fix itself over the millennia just made sense. One 45-minute brainstorming session of black sheep burritos and brews later, Sawbones was born. We've never been the same. Since we launched it in 2013, Sawbones has provided us with a surrogate family of medical history nerds who are just as passionate about science education as we are. After our daughter Charlie's frightening birth experience, she's fine now. Sawbones was the place we wanted to share our story. We've received so many beautiful cards and letters from a new generation of physicians and scientists. It has, in some small way, inspired. It's way more than a podcast to us. We mean that literally, too. We always thought Sawbones had the potential to reach new people with a book. We just no idea how to make it happen. Considering that we treat podcasting as a family business, it should have come as no surprise that Sydnee's sister and incredibly gifted illustrator Taylor Smurl would provide a big part of the answer. If you are a listener, the tales that follow may seem familiar. We started with some favorite episodes and dove deeper, expanding them into beautifully illustrated stories. Medical history has no shortage of ridiculous characters, misguided diagnoses, stomach-churning treatments, and, occasionally, incredible miracles. Join us as we chronicle medicine's torturous journey from complete ignorance to, well, something slightly more competent. If you're one of those listeners who's been braving our horrible tales since 2013, thank you. This book would not exist without you. If you're a newcomer, blame those other guys for what you're about to endure. Justin and Sydnee McElroy. The unnerving. There are dark corners of existence that some people spend their entire lives trying to think about. Let's start the fun there. Before things get too wretched, let's unsettle and squirm. We'll steal bodies for science before they're too firm. You'll be shocked back to life after being starved dead. We've got puppies to take the edge off the dread. Stuff these herbs in your nose, the plague tends to stink, and then let's meet Pliny for an herb and pea drink. If higher awareness you're hoping to find, don't puncture your noggin. We'll open your mind. The Resurrection Men. The first riot in American history happened in Manhattan, and it happened because of dead bodies. In the book biz, we call that a tease. We'll get there, we promise. But first, you need to understand the perfectly respectable and not in any way creepy reasons that doctors are so desperate to cut up dead bodies. Not to mention how people over history have felt about that completely reasonable desire.
Autopsies haven't always been controversial. In fact, the ancient Egyptians performed what were essentially autopsies all the way back in 2600 BCE. Although the practice at the time was more about the ritualistic entombing of organs than any kind of education or forensics. Egyptian embalmers were the original anatomists, carefully removing the body parts to be preserved while leaving the heart, eyes, and tongue in place for religious reasons. The challenges of extracting all those organs, especially the really slippery ones, led to the development of better surgical tools. Physicians of the time benefited from those tools, as well as learning a fair amount of anatomy from the embalmers, as demonstrated in ancient writings like the Ebers Papyrus, the Edwin Smith Papyrus, and the Cahun Gynecological Papyrus.
Everyone, I'd like you to meet my wife, who I suspect may be the only human on Earth that's excited about these specific medical papyri. Admittedly, the Cahun Gynecological Papyrus is a very...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?